What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Like Wale would say, what up? Marriage. Fuck that shit, alright? Why do I say that? Because nowadays it's a fucking game, alright? And well, it really doesn't go for both parties, because I mean, maybe I'm wrong, and I hope I'm not gonna offend nobody, but I feel like most of the time when it comes to like divorce and stuff like that, the lady usually gets the better of the deal, at least from what I understand. I could be completely fucking wrong, but from what I see and what I've, and then being that my parents got divorced, and my mom got X amount of this and whatever. Maybe it doesn't always happen because certain stipulations and shit like that. But it's a fucking game now. Like, these younger generations. Like, first off, the mindset of a guy and a girl now is almost at the same eye level, because way back when rap started, and they started this, gangster shit with like Dr. Dre and all them, blah, 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 whatever. Even before that, well, not really, with NWA and everything, and they started to degrade women and portray that image of, I don't need love, I don't need a girlfriend, I'm trying to fuck you, and that's all I'm trying to do. Get out of my face, I'm done with you at that point. They did that for, I don't know, a decade or however long it's been, maybe 20 years. I don't know. Don't have all the timeline in my head, but either way, they pushed it until it kept getting worse, and more and more people are going to push the envelope, or be told to push the envelope, because we all know that Hollywood's a bunch of bullshit, bunch of fake ass actors who doing everything just to get a paycheck, do anything to get a paycheck. Like fingers in the booty, dog. Not happening. But now what I've noticed, maybe let's just say, I don't know, 3 years, let's just say even 5 years, like going at the max, you started to see, can't think of anybody off the top of my head, but I guess honestly, from when I started to really, really notice things change, was like Nicki Minaj, like when she first started coming out, and obviously Cardi B is, headlining the whore fest, because she's teaching every female, every young girl to be that being a slut and being a stripper is good, it's okay. Which, don't get me wrong, if you're a stripper, whatever, you know what, you do you. I'm not here to judge you, but me personally, the way that I feel, I would never date one, and that's no hard feelings to anybody, because I'm sure there are some sweet girls out there who do that, but I'm not trying to find out, because 9 times out of 10, from what I perceive, it's never good, because there's always some type of issue there, whatever. But fuck that, we're not getting into that shit. But they started putting females out in Hollywood, and they're pushing the same agenda that they pushed on us, to make us not want to be in relationships and just to get the sex and then be done with it. And now they're making it, it's like right now is the time for the females to do it, and Hollywood's obviously praising them and putting them on a pedestal, because because it's like that's the new thing to do, you know what I'm saying? Fuck him and get the bag, fuck him and take all his money, like the city girls. Like, it's literally about to unravel, and we're either about to have a bunch of delinquent kids all around, or we're not gonna have any fucking kids. I know we're gonna have some kids, but a lot of those kids, which is fucked up, that they succumb to abortion because you're fucking some random chick, or you're fucking some random dude, you get pregnant by him, and you don't want to keep it, obviously, But it's not always the case with certain people, with certain individuals. But they're pushing this agenda, and I know everyone sees it, but nobody talks about it, you know? Why is it okay for Cardi B to fucking talk the way she talks, openly talk about sucking dick, openly talk about fucking and her pussy this and yada yada yada, and then Hollywood makes it so that it's fucking cute, you know? We're looking at it like, damn, that's some repulsive ass shit. Like, how can you even ask for respect from any man when you don't seem to have any respect or loyalty to your own fucking body? You just don't give a shit. You're just all out in the fucking open. And shit grosses me the fuck out. Like, nobody wants a girl like that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure there's some people out there who love that shit. You know? Don't get me wrong. Do people like to do freaky shit? Yeah, of course, man. Like, I'm guilty of that shit. But, not too freaky, though. But I'm not trying to have you out here fucking telling everybody. Like, we keep that shit in the bedroom where it belongs. It's sacred. It's a sacred, sacred energy exchange, however you want to look at it. And that's where it should stay. It should be secret. You know what I'm saying? Secret and sacred. But it's fucked up to see, like, even to the point, like I'm even going back to my early years. I mean, I'm 32, but I'm talking about when I was like 20, I guess from 18 to 25. Like, yeah, you know what? There's a couple nights where I went out and I got drunk, and it was never some random chick that I didn't know. It was always somebody that I knew of, and maybe got lucky one night, or maybe they liked me, or whatever the case was. I'm really not sure. I didn't pay too much mind into it because the invitation was out in the open. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I had one night stands a couple times. I'm not some fucking raging whore by any means, but I there's a couple times where I did have sex with a girl, and you know, I'm not the type of person to kick nobody out and tell them you gotta get the fuck. I don't mind if you stay. I don't mind if we fucking sit there and fucking hold each other. That shit don't bother me. You know, if that's what you want to do, whatever. I'm cool with it. I don't have a girlfriend. I don't mind the affection and how it makes me feel. So, you know, I don't have a reason to be some go hard motherfucker who's, nah, fuck that, man. I'm too hard for that shit. That's gay. Like, no, sorry. I'm very in tune with my heart and my sexuality as far as liking women and just being open like that. Like, never been the type to hide it. I've always been a very, very affectionate person especially if you're my girlfriend, you know. I don't know. It's just how I am. Once you're mine, like, I'll make it known to everybody that I got the best fucking girlfriend in the world because she's with me and she loves me, yada 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 yada, whatever. But the whole point of that, the whole fucking point of that was that, you know, a couple times after, you know, they're looking at me like, well, you're not going to call me the next night or call me later or whatever the case was. And me being just me, I'm not thinking of that because you didn't tell me you liked me. You didn't say anything. You just gave me the look. I gave you the look back. We agreed, and that's what happened. But even back then, the music was still bad, is what I'm trying to say, and that they were still pushing that agenda, and girls were getting fucked, like, they were emotionally getting fucked up off of it because, and even men too, but they would be emotionally distraught over it because they're thinking that, hey, if I have sex with him, then that means he likes me and that he wants to be with me. Now, that could be very true to some people, but to most of these men nowadays, that's not the truth. You know, you give them that, and they don't want you anymore, because they're like, shit, if it's that easy, then, you know, who else are you doing it with? But whatever. It's just sick to see how long it's been going on and how long the programming has been going on as far as, you know, both genders. And now we've got a million other genders out there, which is fine. Like, I'm not knocking nobody who is transgender or I don't know all the names, man. I just know that there are some females who felt that they were born as a female but are male, and then vice versa. Whatever. There's things happening out here that that's happening, you know. It's not something that's just being made the fuck up, you know. But I don't know where I was going with that. I really don't. I don't know where I was going with that. Either way, whatever. But yeah, I mean, do y'all see that shit? Do y'all see the agenda being pushed, and how before it was the men and now it's the women? You know, now, I mean, the city girls are literally talking about fucking some dude and then taking his fucking money from him, you know, or fucking him till he's broke. And I'm just like, yo, like, hey, how can any right-minded person think that that's what's supposed to happen? You know, and I guess I have to understand that I was that young at one point, and I thought it was cool, you know, to sleep around with girls back when I was like 15 or 16. But was I doing it? No. You know, I don't have many bodies, but not like some of the fuck up people I went to high school with, man. I tell you what, there's this dude who I'm still friends with, or still acquaintances with. I'm not really friends with him, I don't hang out with him, but he literally, his girlfriend told me straight to my face, she goes, yeah, there's not a place we can't go without finding somebody that he's had sex with. That is foul shit, but why would you want to be known as that guy, you know? To me, it's disgusting, it's vile, and there's no reason for it, man. There's really no reason for it, you know? Not to mention, when you have sex with a person and you connect with that person energetically and spiritually, you have some type of spiritual tie, because if you leave any bit of DNA in her, it stays with her for a while unless she's able to clean that out fully and get rid of it. But there is a contract there, so to speak, you know, some type of spiritual bond that can cause a lot of havoc and trouble, and you won't even know it, you know. It won't make sense to you. But imagine a guy like that times by the thousands, and they think it's okay. They think it's the right thing to do. It's the cool thing to do. You know, I'm a fucking pimp. Yeah, dog. I'm cool. Yeah, you're a fucking loser. But imagine how many of those same like-minded people, guys and girls, who are doing that now and are still doing it. And imagine how much of people's energies and how much trouble it's causing, how much negative shit it's causing, you know, how much of these little contracts or bonds or whatever you want to call it are happening all over the fucking world. I mean, look at like some of these celebrity people. I mean, imagine how many people they sleep with to the point that they gotta sign documents and shit, but they're sleeping with so many people and they think it's okay, but they don't realize what they're doing, and it's causing so much more trouble than it's causing positivity. And I really wish a lot of people could see that, because you would look at sex differently, man. Like, I never looked at sex as nothing less than very important, because it's a bond between you and the person you're supposed to love, that you're supposed to be having sex with, you know. But you know, it's that connection. That's all it is, and it's now being completely fucking destroyed because of the Hollywood narrative of let's fuck this dude so he give me some money, let's fuck this girl because I'm a pimp, or I'm a fucking whatever the fuck you want to call it, and it's the cool thing to do. You know, the only people that are pushing that is Hollywood, and anything that Hollywood pushes, I mean, that's how you have to look at it. Anything that Hollywood's pushing has some type of agenda behind it. You know, whether it be the sex, the money, or the feminizing of men, and the making women masculine, to the drugs, you know, because when gangster rap first started, it was, I'm a drug dealer, we listen to drug dealer music, like that's the shit I grew up on, and now it's the drug users' time, like the fucking pill heads, the meth heads, the heroin addicts, you know, those lean sippers, whatever. And now it's their time, and now that's what they're fucking pushing. And now look at the game, how diluted it is with bullshit. I mean, for God's sakes, I don't even want to say any celebrity's name because it's not even, I don't want to like call anybody out, but you know, you got your Juice WRLDs and your 6ix9ines and you know, the fucking Migos, and it's just a bunch of fucking garbage. Now, don't get me wrong, I've listened to the Migos before. There's a couple catchy songs, you know what I'm saying? Walk it like I talk it. That's my shit. But when it comes to the message and what they're portraying, man, I throw that shit out the fucking window, you know? I might act like that, you know, if I'm riding, you know, listening to music, you know, I might get to that persona like I'm that person, you know, while he's rapping a song, you know what I'm saying? Just like, you know, you get into the moment, you know, you get hype over that shit, you know, and it's not necessarily a good thing either, because you're still filling yourself with negativity. But you know what, we're all fucking human, and you know, I'm doing the best that I can to better my mind and self, and I've cut out, I mean, I used to be a hip-hop head to the fullest, I mean, non-stop, man, had all my whole walls, everything covered, and you know, CD albums, the cover art, and all that shit, man. I used to listen to everybody. Not so much anymore, you know. I listen to a few decent people like J. Cole, and you know, a couple catchy songs. If I like it, I'll listen to it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, back to the agenda thing. We all need to realize that what they're pushing and how they're pushing it and why they're pushing it, you know? But, I mean, I guess I'll go back to the marriage thing since I totally went off topic. But, yeah, marriage is just like a game now. All they do is, you think marriage is some status thing, and all you're doing is telling the government, hey, my straw man and your straw man, we're going to join together and act like we're one person, you know, and split the money, whatever, when it comes time, you know, if it comes time. But it just, if you love somebody, then fucking love them. You don't need to have some government document saying that, oh, we're married. It doesn't do anything. And literally, what difference does it make to have a fucking piece of paper saying that, hey, we're married? Why don't you just make it yourself, sign your fucking names, and there you go. There's your contract between the two of you. And, instead of doing it through the government, it's so fucking stupid. Like, I don't ever want to get married. Like, and that's not saying that I don't want to settle down with my significant other or the person I love, I definitely would love to settle down. But it doesn't necessarily mean that we have to get married for it to mean something. Like, if I love you, trust me, you're going to know that, because I show it every second of the day, every morning, every night before you go to sleep, like all that shit. Like, I love going above and beyond with that type of stuff. And to me, marriage just seems like it's just a thing of the past now. And we all need to just, if you're bonded spiritually, that's all you need to know. That's all that needs to be. Because as far as I'm concerned, getting the government involved, it just fucks up everything. And I'm pretty sure we can all agree on that. But yeah, I want to settle down. I want to fall in love, and I would love to have a lifetime partner. I guess it's the best way to put it. And it'll happen. I know it will, because there's another girl out there right now saying the same fucking thing, feeling the same exact way that I am. And it's just a matter of synchronization, or synchronizing, whatever you want to call it. And we cross paths and meet each other. Or maybe we've already met, we don't even know it. But who knows? But yeah, I guess that's it. I don't think there's anything else I can add to it. No. Alright guys, gals, have a wonderful night.